Hoe is de politie gaan, wat kan je helpen me?
This is Jack. Let me speak to the chief of police.
My first question is, how does someone create such a unique, weird, fun, amazing show?
Yeah, well, the first idea for the show, I think, was this concept of what if immigrants came to us not from distant geographical places, but from distant places in time. I mean, this was the kind of first idea which I thought about this and thought this was very interesting, and you've seen like shows, allegories of immigration like Alienation or District 9 or even True Blood, and but this idea that they came from the past just felt very interesting, and that was the first thing that drew us into this idea.
So Alfie is going through some things this second season. So what can you tell me about it with no much spoilers?
Yeah, she's definitely going through a lot of things in her personal life, and there's a very big storyline of her kind of trying to figure out who she is and what is her past and where is she really from. And I think that that's very confusing to her, and it's kind of, she feels like it would be very confusing to suddenly know, like, hey, like my past isn't like, I mean, it's real, but is it really where I'm from? And she's kind of lonely, and it's kind of a dark storyline in a way. And she's just trying to figure out like who she really is. So yours is a new character. Yeah. What can you tell me about her? Can we trust her?
No, you can never trust the vulva. She's sneaky. No, but she is a vulva. I mean, that is her name, but that is also the name of a historical, mythological, Nordic folklore tradition, which is, a sorceress, a witch, someone who was maybe like a medicine woman in the olden days, so to say. So it's a traditional witch, I would say. So, and that is the name of that sort of woman up north. It's a vulva. So yeah, but she is not to be trusted.
You were aware that the show would become such a great analysis about immigration from the beginning. That was like the seed of the show.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the core idea. So it's not like it's a show and then there is a theme of immigration. It's kind of, that was what, there was no show before that idea, if you understand. I mean, this vision of this street that you see in the opening credits, I mean, that was kind of the idea. That's what you're watching, the actual idea. And then all this other stuff, like how do you create a story within this framework, within this world, that's a different, because you could create billions of different stories, and the tonality that we ended up creating together when Jens came in, and we start this crime story and we find this balance between the different elements, that's when the show becomes the Beforeigners that you watch. But yeah, definitely that society was kind of the initial vision.
Yeah. So what's the thing you like the most about Alfhilder?
I love her. She's one of my favorite characters ever. I feel like there's just so much to play with. I mean, I've done a lot of comedy, but like I love the whole thing. Like I can add comedy to her. Like there are such funny scenes, but still it's a very, there's drama as well. And you have to, like, she's a person. She's like, she has all her faults and all that. And it's a really great role to play. And I feel like what's really, and also the feedback that I get, a lot of it is from women. Like, we love Alfhilder. Like, it's like kind of like this girl crush thing. Like, she's such a badass. And I think it comes from the fact that she doesn't know how a woman is supposed to act. Like she doesn't know, and she doesn't care how a woman is supposed to sit, how much space a woman is supposed to take, and kind of and she doesn't, what I like about her is she doesn't like have a hidden agenda, or she doesn't have, you know, in her approach to things, there's not like an undertext, you know, she says something and she means a different thing. She says what she means. and you know, I think that's very charming in her.
So would you tell that the vulva is a villain or not?
I mean, she's a villain in a sense, but she's also, for me, it's always, even if you're playing a villain or a murderer or whatever you might play, you have to sort of find why that person became like that. And for me, it's definitely that she had to do everything in her powers to survive some really, really bad times, and she doesn't trust anyone, and she wants to be something more in life than just a slave girl. And so she has huge ambitions, and this is the way of getting there, sort of, and she wants to rule the world.
Nothing else. Okay, so one last question, and maybe the hardest question, because it's like choosing one of your childs. Who is your favorite character from BEFOREIGNERS?
Ooh, that's a big. Well, no, that's a hard one, huh? I mean, I think Olaf's character is a very interesting character in this episode.
Yes.
In this season, yeah. In this season.
Yeah, no, I will not be made to choose.
No.
You can choose between your childs. So in this season, we have some sort of Jack the Ripper. If you could have any historic character, what would you like to appear on BEFOREIGNERS?
Elvis.
Oh,
That would be cool.
yes.
Elvis Presley. I would, yeah, it's not from that far. But yeah, definitely. And somehow it would be funny if Alfilder, who is like hates Christianity, would meet Jesus.
Yes, I thought
That would be interesting. Like what would happen? And maybe like have like a relationship with Elvis. You know?
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
why not?
So this is a show about time travel. So I wanted to ask you, if you could time travel, what time would you go? Could be the future or it could be the past.
I'm scared of the future because of climate change. So
Yes.
maybe not the future. But I would say I think the 1920s would be pretty cool. I think it was like a very strange time, because it was like where women also started to like emancipating themselves and becoming free, sort of from male oppression. And then in like the 50s, we sort of went back again. So I think we were in a sense like almost freer in the 1920s than we were later. And
Yes.
so I think the 1920s was a really cool time. And I think it was very fun, a very fun time to be alive, because a lot of things were going on in the world.
Jeg vil ikke virke som en idiot, men hvem faen Jack the Ripper?
Jeg kan prøve å forklare på veien.